The Hustleshare podcast is sponsored by One CFO, the Philippines' leading fractional CFO services provider for startups, scale-ups, and SMEs. Experience the power of tech-enabled, efficient, affordable, and expert-led fractional CFO services. Let One CFO handle your finances so you can focus on growing your business. Book your free CFO consultation today.
This episode of Hustleshare is brought to you by PLDT Enterprise, your partner that remains committed to your success. If you're loving stories of growth and grit, don't miss ROI to Success, a series powered by PLDT Enterprise that dives into real digital transformation journeys of Filipino businesses, from MSMEs to industry giants. Listen to the latest episodes and learn how PLDT Enterprise can power your business too. Visit pldtenterprise.com to explore solutions built for your success.
So it's building from 0 to 1,
Yeah.
1 to 10. And then once you ideate other things, you realize different industries, but same motion.
Correct.
You just have to
playbook.
learn a lot more on what's going on, but it's the same motion. Every single business,
Yeah.
similar. So once you've learned to build, you can do it again and again. Just don't repeat the same mistakes you did.
Correct.
Welcome to Hustleshare, the podcast that features the daily grinds of unique hustlers around the world to show not our differences, but that our hustles are very much alike. Now here's your host, Ronster Baetiong.
Welcome to the latest episode of the Hustleshare podcast. We are super excited because I am a cat dad. Okay, if you don't know it by now, the reason why I hustle is because I have two really fat boys, two fat cats, right? And as a cat dad, I have to provide because they have very different preferences and they consume a lot of cat litter. Per se. So again, we gotta deliver as a cat dad, and today we'll be talking about pets, of course, through that, then how we feed them. But before we get carried away, fresh from being part of 2026, 30 under 30. Let's welcome to the show the co-founder and chief operating officer of Amico Brands. Let's welcome to the show, Kharl Yeung. Welcome to the show, Kharl. Thank you. Oh, wait. Okay, there you go.
Thanks for having me, Ron.
There you go. Again, appreciate you coming over. Big fan of what you guys have done. Anybody that's been on 30 under 30, unfortunately, they have a lot of expectation for you now. As you enter your Trentahin era. No, but again, that's a big accomplishment, and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Now, before I get carried away, again, super duper interesting what you're doing. I'm not gonna keep yapping here. This show is all about you. So I need to ask you the $1 million question. Kharl, what's your hustle?
So the main hustle right now is Amico Innovations. So this is a pet care brand innovating on science-based pet care. The focus is really longevity, zero BS, and what your pets really need.
What is DS?
Sorry, BS.
BS. Okay. BS. Sorry. Zero BS. Of course, pets are, again, and our top priority now. I just recently saw this news that the fertility rate of the Philippines now is at 1.7. And me and my wife are on that same bucket where we don't want to have kids. We're dinks. But man, we do have our children are feline. Okay? And they really do it. And pet care and pets as a category has been exploding. I've seen so many companies here that are trying to capitalize on it. But talk to me a little bit more about Amico and why this is such an interesting attack towards this booming market.
Okay. So it's very booming. I'm pretty sure you see new brands every single week. And everyone's trying to, I guess, market better, attack that market, introduce themselves. So what sets us apart is this. So our focus is not just pet food. it's actually pet care as a whole. But we look at it from a Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Got
So
it. I love it.
it starts with
What's at the bottom of the pyramid? Okay.
core fundamental nutrition.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things going on with pet care in the Philippines.
Yeah.
But you notice everything's crazy. You're a fur parent yourself, so if you've ever gone to the vet, you've experienced getting that first bill shock.
Bruh.
And then it continues with all the prescription food,
Yep.
right? So it's the same with us humans. A lot of it is preventable. Of course, for us, we can't control it because we're fighting against temptation, right?
Of course.
So we have that choice. But here, with our pets, there's that choice. There's a way to, at the very least, make it close to perfect in terms of health, longevity, and all that dictates
Makes sense.
is more of their genetics for their, I guess, longevity.
Yeah.
And that's what we control, the 90% that we can optimize for.
Galing.
Yeah, so for us, here, the market in the Philippines, you have top tier international brands.
Yep.
5-6 times the price of your average pet
Yeah,
food.
you bet.
And mainly not accessible to everyone.
Right.
Then you have most of the local brands here playing with, I guess, the dominant players. The goal is make a cheaper version of it, make it more
War of
accessible.
attrition.
Right? So the goal here is not to go that rat race, price war.
Yeah.
No, it's to remove those. Not focus on the celebrities, but really go on what your pets need. And here, with nutrition, we start with the actual meat, absorbability. So it's not just all about protein as most people think.
Of course.
It goes with how much they actually absorb. So we add
Right.
probiotics, prebiotics, the things that are good.
Yeah.
So the goal here is prevention by nutrition. You spend a little bit more right now, but long term, you save a lot.
For sure. I totally
Yeah.
agree. Because I remember my wife and that's just how much you look at it. Obviously, for me, I just want to make sure they're healthy. I'm eyeballing shit, blah, 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 blah. But my wife, man, the way she looks at the label, there's too much sodium on this thing. Because especially with male cats, apparently they have a tendency to develop
Urinary.
urinary problem. My eldest cat, who is about to be 12 years old, we call him Kuya, is went through that phase where she has some urinary problems. He's now on urinary diet for the longest time, blah, blah, blah. But he's about to turn 12 and he's pretty healthy. So that's good. That's a geriatric cat, super senior cat na. But he's been a staple in our house. So yeah, it's really very important to really pick the top choices that can really bring the best quality of life
Yes.
to your pets.
At a price that most can afford.
Correct. Without sacrificing it. Kasi what happens, especially if I see it, this is what breaks my heart. So before we go and talk about your hero journey, I'm part of these pet groups. Na some parents, they obviously fur parents want to be able to afford a better life for their pets.
Yes.
Pero it's not within their say pay grade to even take the cat or the dog to the vet. And unfortunately, their life expectancy na dapat wala lang yun, right?
Yes.
They pass on. So it's like they cross the rainbow bridge. That's heart crushing. Really say it. I mean, I've also lost several fur babies that I've had, but we've tried. Like we really did.
But that's what's good. Not the death part, but the mindset, right? So before, companion animals, they're more of what we call bantay culture. So like bantay lang sila ng house, ganon. But especially during the pandemic, everyone shifted the mindset. It became part of the family. And if you really care about your family, you give them what's truly good for them. And that's the bet here. People are realizing that, okay, we don't settle for the bare minimum.
No, go all in. Dude, a big chunk of our budget monthly goes into cat shit, cat stuff. right? But again, they're part of family. They're my kids. But again, before we get carried away, I need you to buckle up real quick because every single 30 under 30 or super founder that we've had here was not born with it. They were made. And I'm very, very curious about what that journey was like for you. But I need you to buckle up because we're going to have to ride the Hustleshare time machine. All right. Now we're all the way back. I'm very, very curious. Kharl, obviously, you started young and I love that you already got this far. But what was it like growing up and what was the first influences to hustling that you remember?
So it goes back to family.
Yes.
So it's the traditional Philchai family where we were raised with entrepreneurship. At least it was really tried to be drilled down in our minds.
Yeah.
So I guess every spare time that you have is spent on helping out the family business. So we did retail there. So you learn, I mean, you're a kid, no?
Yeah.
But you learn a little bit about sales.
Yeah.
You hear all the business talks, the numbers, and that ingrains it in your mind subconsciously.
Yeah.
So I remember in my early days, my dream was always to be a businessman. Like every essay I write, businessman.
There you go. Turned into reality naman. A really good one right away. Okay.
Yeah, unexpectedly.
But why, if you look at hindsight, why was that the dream very early on?
I guess it's because it gave the break to my dad.
Got
Right? So he started the business from scratch.
Okay.
And back then, he was always the role model. And that's the only thing I know, right? That's what I look up to. And that's what I wanted to become. So even as a kid, in school, like sobrang uso before Yu-Gi-Oh cards, ganon. So I always buy a lot.
Yeah.
And then I sell them.
There you go.
So we change the price depending on rarity, how strong it is. And it was a boom. After a while, kind of died down. So we changed things and we needed more demand. So we created competitions inside the school. So it was bawal siya. So it was during lunchtime and dismissal. Diba? Ganon. Recess, continue.
Yep.
So there I realized, my classmates, they get more and more competitive. If they win, they want to keep winning, they buy more.
Right.
If they lose, they don't want to lose again, so they buy more.
Right.
So it became a business very early on. And then, that's actually how you establish, if you have supply, how you create demand. Ganon. So,
So you create a microeconomy just because of Yu-Gi-Oh! And you're still the supplier regardless.
Yes.
And they always say, right, in a gold rush, the ones that really get rich are not the ones who are sifting through gold and sand and whatnot. It's the ones who sold the picks and shovels that got rich. So amazing. So there's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Sub-economy in whatnot. But I'm very also curious about what those traits that you said that you got from your family. Because for every second generation entrepreneur per se, entrepreneurship is always taught by doing, not just by saying, right? But what are those things that you remember your parents or your dad that was doing early on that in hindsight that got ingrained in you as you went along?
So one is we were schooled a lot in a way that all our mistakes were kind of nitpicked and that allowed us to, I guess, be more open to a lot more things.
Feedback.
So we were always taught that the moment that you're the noisiest person in the room, then you're the one who's not learning.
Hala, I'm
Right?
the noisiest person.
So,
That's why it took me so many mistakes. I'm usually the noisiest motherfucker in the room, bro.
No, but that just means that we were always encouraged not to be intimidated by people greater than us, but to always be surrounded by people you find better.
Yeah.
Right? And always being open to criticism. And I guess with that in mind, you continuously also hustle and I guess work for the family business. So even though you're an unpaid worker there, you still have to learn to have that sense of ownership. So in whatever you do, you have that ownership, regardless of pay.
Got it.
And that's something I transferred across corporate world, wherever I am. I treat it like it's my business, and I do whatever I think is best for
Galing.
where I am.
Galing. That's amazing. And then I'm just gonna jump in real quick. Again, you've been really good at what you've been doing. I can't read the high school diploma. It's in Chinese. Where is this?
It's a Chinese school in Davao Chongfa.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right. And then obviously here in LaSalle, you do it. You're honorable mention, consistent dean's lister. So that rigor and that excellence has been already been with you talaga ever since, right? But walk me through your experiences early in LaSalle, right? Financial institutions. What did that help unlock with you? Because again, you already have the entrepreneurial rigor. But when you understand the finances, it's like seeing the matrix, right? You now understand like, okay, all of these P&L, balance sheet, and everything else in between, modeling things out with data. That's the language of business. It's not in English. The language of business is spoken in numbers. So what was that like? And what did you learn in your college hustle that helped you really see the matrix and at least how business is run?
Okay, so I'm pretty lucky that I guess I'm pretty good at math. So
Yan.
going back
Kopyahan
to-
kita, if kaklase kita. Okay.
so going back to, let's say, high school.
Yeah.
I was a mathlete, so I compete.
There's a thing called a mathlete.
Yeah, so most
Wow.
of those who you interview are athletes.
Yeah, not
You're called athletes. It's all
not
math,
naman most.
math
Some
Olympiads,
lang.
math,
Kidding me?
MTAP, MTG, every other math competition out there, no?
Okay.
So, there, I was blessed to be, I guess, quite decent, no?
Say it. You're great at it. Come on. Don't be humble anymore.
Yeah.
We good. Okay.
But going into college, sa akin it was more of learning myself. So from Davao, I flew to Manila. It's a new place. And doon, first year, naging medyo patapon ako. So
What? Did you discover the sport of Dota? Is it? No.
so it's the first year of actual freedom. So you get like, I mean, I live in a condo.
yeah.
You're free to party. You're free to play all the online games.
Yeah.
There's no control.
Yeah.
And then, so the first year was pretty bad. That's
Yeah.
why honorable mention lang yan.
Still.
But
You still got honorable. Dude, I never
But
got
I
any
know,
mention anywhere.
after the first year, parang I had this realization na, oh shit, this is not who I've changed so much and like, this is not me. So I need to fix my shit. Ganon. So, and that's when I started doing the catch-up game, fix everything, and yeah, got addicted to stock trading back then. That's why,
you're really doing it.
yeah, that's why finance yung ano talaga.
Galing.
And then after that, went through the traditional route, went into the banking industry.
Yeah. No, but I love this because again, in business, if you don't have a foundational skill, whatever that is, it's going to be very difficult if you have if you really want to become an entrepreneur, if you don't have a go-to move, it's going to be very difficult. But a lot of these skills didn't just go to waste. I'm pretty sure you still use a lot of them. And I want to understand in the banking industry, again, I think you're after Metro Bank internship, you did RCBC,
Yes.
Market and Liquidity Risk Officer. What did you learn here? Because this is when it's your first few jobs, internship, first job, that's where you develop your go-to moves that eventually you'll use. What did you learn from RCBC and the banking industry that you still carry with you now?
So the main job there is really to look at everything the bank's doing, seeing the changes, managing all the risk. And the biggest thing I've learned there was numbers tell a story.
Yes.
And if I want to understand something, I start with the numbers, and then it tells a story, and then you add the qualitative stuff.
Quant before the qualitative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Matlit nga.
but yeah,
The quant. You're always the quant.
Yeah.
Okay.
sometimes it tells more than the call talaga.
Yeah. No, totally.
And that's a habit I've taken with me everywhere I go. So
Yeah.
even if you start with a call, You tie it back to the numbers, and the numbers always have to make sense.
Exactly.
In the startup world, there's unit economics, and that has to make sense.
Yep.
The numbers speak to each other.
Yep. FS, whatever. Yes. Dude, I had to learn this when late in my 30s now. So it's very painful, the mistakes I have to do, because of course, you're right. All of this cannot not make sense.
Yes.
Because it will tell the story that you want to see. And there you cannot bullshit your way around it. Right? Now, I want to understand, what else did you learn in RCBC, or before you decided that you were now going to go closer to the startup ecosystem? Because after this, you also did Bounty Agro as a consultant.
Okay, so the story there is, I was pretty good at my job in the banking industry, but I was also lost at the same time. Because
why? Because the parking in RCBC is really deep and
medyo
magulo.
No. It's more of the longer you stay in the banking industry, the longer you're gonna be stuck there, because the opportunity cost is very hard to transition out.
Yeah.
So I was very lost. I was good at it, but it doesn't mean like I want to be stuck there forever. So I resigned, and there I took a productive stall, and that was an MBA. Asian Institute of Management. So dun, at AIM, I was pretty young, 24, when I got my MBA.
What? Grabe.
But yun, medyo lost ako ng face. So I was like, okay, while I'm thinking of what to do, might as well just study, so there's no gap.
There's no gap. You're still, you're not rusty.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay. And there, parang they drill down hundreds and hundreds of case studies. So it's like a fast track course of, parang it's like consulting all those companies, except you're looking at it from a historical point of view.
Got it.
So you've studied so much business models, all the unit economics, why each startup succeeded, failed, and that reinforced how valuable knowing the story behind the numbers is. So, ayun, that also boosted my confidence a lot. So, there, funny was, galing akong heartbreak nun. So, all my focus was in studying.
Yes, just channel everything in.
So, yung iba nagiging batak. Sa akin, hindi eh. I graduated at the top of the batch.
Wow.
So,
it's a good... Massive revenge is the best. Massive success is the best revenge. Yeah, there you go.
So, ganun yung story. And after that, I mean, everything just fell into place. No? Because of that, I got a lot of offers after. So, Bounty was actually during studying. So, it's part of the curriculum.
Okay.
You choose a company.
Got it.
But after that, I was at the decision point again. Do I go back to banking? What do I do?
Okay.
So when I started applying, I remembered, sobrang swerte. Like, I tried applying a few months back. Not much response. And then, maybe timing lang siya, but that week when I applied to, I guess, parang 6 different jobs, received 3 job offers in the same week.
What?
Sabi ko, crazy. One of which was 917 Ventures.
917.
It was, si Francis yung nag-interview sa akin. So back then, there was other offers, fintech, and there's M&A. So there's one super finance, there's one na medyo corporate fintech, but finance kind of. And then there's one that's like parang malayo. Something very far. No?
Yeah, left field.
Yes. So, I was deciding. So, the 2 had very good offers. And then 907 was the lowest offer there. So, I was torn. I really liked the job there. Pero parang, the opportunity cost is too big.
Yeah.
So, after I was offered, set ako ng meeting again with my supposed boss in 917. So, it was Francis.
Okay.
Sabi ko, I need a bigger pay. I really want to work with you guys, but I want more.
Yeah.
And then sabi niya, that's the best that we can do. But Kharl, what do you really want to do in life? Because if your goal is salary optimization, I recommend take the offer from the fintech company.
Got it.
That's going to give you the most yield long term.
Yes.
But if you want to stop running the numbers and start driving them yourself. Join me under my wing. I'll mentor you and I'll show you how real businesses are made.
Boom!
So,
Mic drop!
sabi ko,
Lakas mambudol ni Francis si Missy.
yun nga eh. So, sabi ko,
Okay.
sige.
He's very intimidating in person, dude. You're always gonna be looking up and like, yo, you're so tall, bro.
Sobrang tangkad. Pero, yun, sabi ko, okay. Worst case, I just quit in 1 year. Diba? Like, it's just my time.
Yeah.
And I have a clean slate right now, so might as well give it a shot.
Right.
So, yun. When I went there, grabe. Culture was very different, especially under Francis. Sobrang bugbugan. So,
Yep.
I reached a point where days, nights, I was working. And then, when I sleep, I wake up in the middle of the night and then, that's a good idea to solve the problem. In the notes ko siya, din matutulog. So, yung brain ko, it's running 24/7.
That's how founders operate, bro.
I can't even
There's
sleep
no off
long.
switch.
At 8 a.m., automatic na yung body clock ko. Gising na siya even if I sleep at 2, 3 a.m.
Yep.
So, it's crazy. Saturdays, Sundays. And, yun. It's different when you consult for a business or you're a small cog in a large established business, and it's different when you're grinding from zero.
Yep.
And that's what I learned there. So it's a lot of MBA learnings, lahat ng business models, but putting it in practice, what's stuck as a framework and how the mindset there is actually very tied to actual entrepreneurship and how things are really done.
Yeah. That's amazing. Let's take our first break. And when we come back, I'm very curious about the type of startups you operated and you iterated in 917. Of course, the next few stops all until you created and co-created Amico. But let's talk about that more after the break.
Hey hustlers, are you a busy entrepreneur juggling a ton of tasks while trying to keep your finances in check? Thinking of raising money from investors or lenders but have no idea how to start? Well, you are not alone. Managing business finances is tough. But don't worry, I got something for you. Introducing One CFO, the leading fractional CFO service and technology provider for SMEs, startups, and scale-ups in the Philippines. Whether you need help with financial management, fundraising strategy, or scaling up operations, their team of top-tier CFOs and their game-changing CFO tech platform have got you covered. And they're legit because I've heard about them from a lot of YC startups actually that got founded in the Philippines, because they've helped a ton of VC-backed startups, scale-ups, and some of the best SMEs in the country reach new heights. One CFO is your strategic financial partner, providing the insights, guidance, and the tools you need to make smarter decisions and drive growth. Plus, they offer personalized support tailored to what your business needs, no matter the size. And what's the best part? It won't break the bank. One CFO services are affordable and accessible to businesses of all sizes. So if you're ready to level up your business and finances, what are you waiting for? Schedule a free CFO consultation with One CFO. Visit onecfoph.co today. That's onecfoph.co today to get your free CFO consultation.
You felt it as a customer. You're ready to buy, the checkout glitches, and you walk away. Now flip it. That's a sale your business just lost. Now, PayMongo is the financial operating system for Filipino businesses, cards, QRPH, and over-the-counter, one platform, every way Filipinos pay. Go live in hours, not weeks, get paid faster, reconcile in one dashboard, and grow on the same rails. Stop losing sales to bad checkout. Start free at paymongo.com. And we're back from the break. We are still with Kharl Yeung, not the scientist or ano nga ba?
Psychologist.
The psychologist, okay. the 30 under 31. No, the one with an H. Ayan, there you go. Amazing story. But very, very curious. Prior to the break, you said you were really wired and you already get the founder-like experience, dude. When you were telling me about what is like, yeah, that's what we do as founders. There's no off switch.
Yeah.
That head is always noisy. And I always say like, man, I recently I've just asked people like, what's your head like when you're alone? Is it at peace? Or is it a crazy fucking game that you're always looking stuff? Because I rarely feel that there's peace. Maybe kung antok na talaga ako and I just really want to sleep.
Let's call it productive.
Yeah. But this head is, if I'm noisy, my head is 10x noisier, right? It's either it's operating or trying to find something, or it's humming a tune. There's always a song in my head that I have to like do. Again, the super understand what you described, but all of these ideas, the difference between, again, studying models, so studying all these businesses versus operating them, it's very different.
Yes.
So once you started iterating in 917, talk to me about the type of businesses you started playing around with and what was the learnings.
So we handled ideation in the healthcare and edtech segment. And the main business I was handling back then was called Adventure. So it's edtech. So now I'm dealing with fur babies, but before it was kids.
Yep.
So it was a platform where you connect teachers and students.
Yeah.
Kasi back then, pandemic time, no? So a lot of teachers lost their jobs. And because of that, they wanted to contribute value. It's just that they don't have that avenue, that network. But at the same time, there was a lack of, I guess, supplementary education for a lot of the kids. Kasi sila, they're studying at home. So hindi as tutok din yung teachers. So back then, it was a very clear gap in the market. And all you had to do is standardize, fix the curriculum, sift through, and then connect them with the right students. So there was a lot of unlearning for me. Kasi I know businesses in a traditional way.
Yeah.
And traditional way is kikita ka kaagad.
Yep.
Everything
Instant
is
gratification, right?
profitability right away,
And roll
slow
over.
and steady.
Yeah.
But tech startups shattered everything. And for me, parang, so there's a new model right now where everything's calculated. Your runway, your burn rate, capital preservation, and you need to make it on time, basically. But you sacrifice profitability in the short term for growth.
Correct.
So either you grow very fast and you succeed, or you crash to the ground and failed and do your other startup or iterate again.
Yep.
And that's the startup way.
Yep.
Yeah. So
no, it's really, it's not like it's not a different way to run business traditionally. It's just that you're right. You're sacrificing that profitability to get to your destination further and unlock more resources as possible. Or hopefully by the time you get there, you're in the black. If you're one of those companies that are super duper galing that are able to build that.
Yeah, speed of growth is really just validating your idea as fast as possible.
Correct.
And from a world where capital is available, that's also the most efficient way because you spend less time, less drag, less resources.
Yeah.
So you can cut early. And I think that's what's very fun in this world of ours, startups. Before, traditionally, there was a huge gap. So if you weren't born in, I guess, generational wealth of some sort, you're already at a disadvantage.
Yep.
And that is generational wealth is still an advantage here, but it's also, I guess, now balanced and equalized by how open funds are.
Yep.
How foreign investors are now leveling the playing field as long as you show potential, you show growth.
Correct.
But the catch is you just have a lot more to prove.
For sure. Especially now that you're also not the only game in town that wants to unlock that capital. It's not like, yes, there's a lot, but it's also finite. And the more options there are, it's not like they can just make it rain unless the funds way is spray and pray, right? And there's very, very few spray and pray funds that are out there because a lot of the people that did spray and pray back then are not doing well. Right. So it needs to be high conviction when they really opt to back you in that. So, however, I'm very curious because this was a pretty short stint. You said 1 year. You did it in 8 months.
Yes.
What did you learn here? And what did you end up bringing with you to the next stint?
So it's building from 0 to 1,
Yeah.
1 to 10. And then once you ideate other things, you realize different industries, but same motion.
Correct.
You just have
The
to
playbook.
learn a lot more on what's going on, but it's the same motion, every single business,
Yeah.
similar. So once you've learned to build, you can do it again and again. Just don't repeat the same mistakes you did.
Correct. Or don't ruin your name. Kasi mahirap.
Yes.
When you ruin your name, that's the currency
Yeah.
that we all operate in. So I'm very curious. So after you did 917 Ventures and you did use the unfair advantage of growth. Okay, that's what it's still ingrained with me, what Vince and Tasha likes to talk about every time. Right? You did Breeder DAO, right? Again, when back then it was still Breeder DAO. And I remember having the founder here as well. And my God, I was blown away. What made you want to join Breeder DAO, especially during the peak of NFTs and all that? And what did you learn there and what did you do there?
It was curiosity. Because out of nowhere, bunch of Filipinos similar age as me,
Yep.
after around 6 months of operations, raised $31 million.
Yep.
All the smart guys worked there, top of their league, banking industry, everywhere, moved there. So if all the great minds are there, what's going on?
Yeah.
That made me curious. And when I went there, if startups move fast, this is startups on steroids. It's crazy.
Talk to me about it. What was it like? What were you guys doing?
So it's mainly related to the blockchain gaming ecosystem.
Yep.
But my role there was strat and growth. So heavy on partnerships, strategy, and mainly building more opportunities. So it started out as a business development job.
Okay.
But later on slowly became a venture builder job.
So parang
So-
917 din,
So we
technically.
incubated a lot of companies.
Got it.
Had a few joint ventures with large companies here and there.
I didn't know Breeder DAO did that too, eventually. Wow.
And
Did
then
it have to be crypto by default?
there's relation to crypto, but initially everything was Web3. Web3 is
Yes.
anything
A whole new
on-chain,
category on chain. Yeah,
yeah.
correct.
But later the trend became Web 2.5, which is
Yeah.
bridging, working with
school.
actual Web 2 normal companies and slowly integrating the things that are beneficial from Web 3 and finding
Correct.
that middle ground that makes it a sustainable business model outside of hype
Yeah.
and speculation.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
But here, that's what I want to know. Because how did you then change as a leader? Because you also stayed here pretty long,
yes.
right? And if you were venture building, pretty sure you also leveled up several times. So if you came in there, let's just say as a Charmander, did you become a Charizard in Breeder DAO technically? Walk me through the personal growth. Because obviously, one thing that we now learn and what we now know, been doing this for longest time, as you build the company of your dreams or the company that you work with, it also builds you at the same time. Actually, it builds you first
Yeah.
before you can build the company that you want to build. What was
So-
that like?
So it was very humbling. You're surrounded by a lot of people smarter than you.
Okay.
Really smart people. And that's why it was very exciting. Like
Right.
there's so much to learn. At the same time, it also validates a lot of things, validated and invalidated a lot of things that I thought was right.
Okay. Like?
So, for example, I probably can't disclose everything, but we've incubated a lot of different companies.
Okay.
And before, my thought was, okay, once you go through the business model, everything makes sense. You have a problem, you solve it, it's gonna work, right?
Right.
But what's more humbling there is because in Web3, you have a lot of ideas where you think you're solving a big problem. But if it's too early for its time, or I guess everyone else does not recognize that, the market does not accept
Yeah.
your product, your solution, then that doesn't mean anything, right?
Correct.
And that just means you go back to the drawing board. So fail fast, iterate. It's the usual startup mindset. But you now understand, like, okay, like some companies are there. We've built, you kill it after 3 months, 5 months. And that's when you learn that, okay, this is a really tough industry. But at the same time, the things that scale really scale. And what we're seeing here, it always looks easier from the outside because what we're seeing are the success stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
But underneath the iceberg,
It's thousands of failed startups. It's a bloodbath.
you bet. It's a whole nother freaking city of dead bodies, right? That's true. And success is always like that. It's not just in Web3. I mean, maybe it's just bigger scale because there's so much factors, so many factors that you have no control over. Timing, everything else, blah, 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 adaptation. It's hard, right? That's why if entrepreneurship was easy, especially regardless of your Rails or whatever stack you use, then more of us would have been thriving, right? Because even the best of the best people that I know, if it's the wrong, say, market conditions, we struggle too, right? Yeah. So, ayan, it's really, really interesting. But this is where I get really, really curious now at this point. So, Breeder DAO, right? The next stint now becomes Amico. So, after you've been humbled, you've learned how to iterate at scale, fail a lot of times, win some, do that. How did the Amico opportunity come about? And how did you then put this 917 and modeling and everything that you're doing in Sovereign, aka Breeder DAO, to then see this big opportunity that we now see in Amico?
So it was again the regular talks with Francis.
Yeah.
So we consulted a lot of companies before together, you know, and parang the question he gave me was, you keep building startups for all these companies. Wow, when are you gonna build your own?
Parang tatay lang talaga. That sounds like a Chinoy father asking his son.
And for me, that was that's something I already know.
Yeah.
And parang I try to postpone that, but it was eventually gonna happen.
Got it.
Yeah, and pets were, I guess, an industry that's a bit, actually, it's very close to heart.
Yeah.
So before, back in 2022, we had a dog who passed away.
Oh, sorry.
And of course, before everything happened, you really try your best to, I guess, provide, right?
Of course.
So you go through all the vets, and that's when we realized, you'll be surprised, Davao vets, sometimes they charge way more than Manila vets.
No way.
That's because there's no competition. Access to resources.
Their price.
Yeah, and I can imagine it's the same across the board.
Yeah.
And then if they prescribe you, prescription dog food,
you take it.
You take it. And even that is more expensive. So internationally, in the US, it's more affordable.
Yeah.
But here, things are padded up. And in the provinces, even
Mas
higher
malala,
padding.
right.
Malala. So, and income there is, I would say,
Dili
lower,
barato.
diba?
Yeah.
So, kawawa talaga. And then, once you dig deep, studied canine, feline nutrition, understand what's going on, you see na, okay, yung local industry, what's affordable right now? Like, it's crazy. Parang, that's why people can afford a lot of endorsers, lahat ng ano. Kasi, they're doing that at the compromise of the products.
Yeah.
And if I was, I guess, nabentahan din kami ng marketing. You look for the nice packaging and that's it. Diba? You don't really study the ingredients. And that's what's very frustrating because even if you think you're a smart consumer, sometimes marketing, it has its biases and it works. No? And that's when you realize na, okay, we think we have premium products, but sometimes what's inside is bare minimum. I mean, there's always a place for cheap pet food.
Yeah.
And that's because it's the better alternative than table scraps.
Correct.
Yeah, but eventually you realize how much padding these companies put, and then you're feeding your pets like nice colors, like okay, it's
Yeah.
green, so it's
They
vegetable.
love it. Ang
It
daming
looks like a
kinain.
carrot, ganon. But those are the things that are bad for your pets.
Correct.
So, it's a very clear problem, and the same kay Francis, dog nila, ganon din nangyari. My friends, ganon. And a lot of our generation, lahat tumitingin talaga na, okay, iba na. Parang, if yung dog ko pinrescribe netong pet food, I would buy it even if it's 3 times the price, and then I will just compromise my own meal.
Right.
And you don't want people to suffer just because parang na-hostage yung anak nila.
Yeah.
And that's what needed to be changed. So, the goal is not just pet food. So here, we started with pet food, created functional pet food. So what's actually good for your pets, and hopefully it really extends, prolongs the life, and you save a lot more on vet fees.
Yeah.
It's not gonna completely prevent it. It's a factor. It's like us humans. Even if you eat completely healthy, there's stress,
Inevitable
there's
pa rin. Pero at
environment,
least you're not contributing to the problem.
Yes.
You're actually hedging against it, right?
Yes. If you optimize for, I guess, what's best talaga for your pet, you're gonna have to pay 10, 50 times more.
Yeah, correct.
So the best way to make it accessible, especially for our market, is don't optimize for the 9900%. Optimize for the 95% that brings most of the benefit for maybe half the price of the super expensive ones.
Yeah. Now, what I love about the story that you're telling me is that, okay, you unlock the skills na. You'll unlock the ability to iterate. But the one thing that made this make sense, now it makes sense to me, because this is personal. Because when you create a business that you're really going to freaking do all in, it has to be irrationally personal. Right? A lot of founders that I go through, it's like, why do you still keep fighting, bro? Because it's not here. It comes from here. That if this is about your pet, and it's a tribute to help other pet owners and for parents to not have to go through that, and if to have a choice, then regardless of how difficult it is, you'll find a way to persist. So I love your arc here, because foundational skills, majority of the time, what happens is that I see is that there's a personal thing, there's no fundamental skills there. You learn along the way, and that's why you get fucked up along the way. But here, you already had the foundational skills easily. It's just not it was just a matter of what it was. And this came to be something personal, and obviously really, really lucrative on paper for sure when you saw the numbers.
It was very strong validation, no? Not because it was a personal experience, but because it was a shared experience across the board. No? And that's, I guess, us honing in on the culture changing. So it's really a bet. And we needed a partner that believes in the same vision.
Okay.
And we're very lucky. No? We're here where we are now.
No, that's very interesting, because I love how that lingering question of Francis is always like, hey, when are you gonna start your own thing? When did you build conviction that this was gonna be it? That if I'm gonna do my first foray into this entrepreneurship 0 to 1 founder thing where this is mine, why Amico? And walk me through the first steps that you took to really say, all right, ito na yun, game.
So, I guess it's putting things into action.
Okay.
So, I've always ideated continuously. In fact, when I was working everywhere else, I have a Trello board next, nakasegregate lahat ng ideas ko. And then I go through it one by one every single week. May time ako ina-allocate just to ideate. We've tried so much startups. We did coffee roasting.
Okay.
We made our own mead, honey wine. Ganon. And somehow ended up here. And it wasn't a magical yes. But it was really just having enough conviction na, okay, you know what? I'm not 100% sure this will work, but this experience is not just ours. It's shared across the board.
Yep.
And we think there is a way to really add value to everyone else, all the fur parents out there. And from there, we just executed in a very lean way. So we started out with mga pet shows, yung mga exhibits, pet expos. They were offering, for example, booths. Yung mga booth, okay, those are very expensive. Sabi namin, wala bang mas mura? And then sabi sa amin, meron to 3,000, pero mga table lang, parang pang mga hamster, mga gano'n. And we were like, sige, we'll take it. Let's go, let's do it.
Okay.
And then yun, your first experience would be you being the salesman together with the people we work with. And then, from there, sobrang haba ng pila namin. We saw, it was in one size lang kami. We started with 3 kg bags.
Okay.
It was an MVP of providing what we think is actually best. But one size lang kasi yun lang yung kaya namin eh. Diba? With limited resources. You gotta be lean.
Yeah.
And
you did the production yourself here?
We work with a local partner.
Got it.
So
Okay.
mix kami. We have Thailand and we have a local partner.
Got it.
And from there, I think that was, content lang dumadaan kasi it's poultry, it's
Right.
my dog, my mix. We sold around 80 bags the first namin.
Hey.
But it's pretty decent,
Yeah.
And you don't have a booth. You have a small table there
Right.
with a small signage and just your bags. No flyers, no anything.
Right.
And yun, every single day, parang from day 1, then you go to day 2, day 3, like, you get feedback from the same people na, my dog's a picky eater, and then biglang kinakain na niya to. So, we're very happy. We're gonna continue observing it. And then, later on, get a lot more feedback na, yung natin, like, my cat used to have allergies, like merong dots sa mouth, ganon.
Yep.
Pero, when we switched to yours, became
Gone.
better, nawala.
Nice.
So, sabi ko, okay, so there is a market that believes in what's actually good, diba? Hindi siya yung the cheapest out there, yan na yon. Some actually care, and there's enough of them, and that's what we want to serve. So, yan, we're very conscious. Like, for example, from dogs pa lang, marami allergies, that's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
So, they go for grain-free, yung mga ganon. And grain-free is good. But, yung iba naman, just because it's expensive, they buy grain-free, tapos feed nila, and then later health problems. Because if you remove grains from your diet, it's not actually good for you.
Yeah, correct.
Diba? So, sa amin, we minimize the grains lang. So, we use rice. Because the main problem you go grain-free is allergies. And the most allergenic grains are wheat and corn. So, kami, rice yung base. So, that removes most of those problems.
Right.
And
And it's
then,
readily available here. Yeah.
So, there's a lot of misconception in the industry. More protein is better. Example, yan. But you realize na, if ganun lang, then why are all the good for the health, bakit sila hindi
Same
na lang they
result.
go
Correct.
50-60% protein?
Exactly.
It's because it affects digestibility. What's the point of super mahal na ingredients mo if it can't be absorbed?
Got it.
So yung ganon. Tapos there's basically a lot of those things. It markets to humans but not to the pet's health.
Makes sense. So, I love it. I love how you really frame that up because it's really ang binubudol is the pet owner or the fur parent, right?
Your pets can't say naman what they really want, diba?
Right. But in hindsight, when you see the result, like it's not really doing any benefit per se. Now I love it. Before we go to our last break, I'm very curious. Why did you call it Amico? What's the story behind that?
So Amico means friend in Italian. So it's very simple.
Yeah.
It's there to innovate and service for our friends, our family, which are our companion animals.
Okay. So it's not Amigo, it's Amico, like amigo in Spanish. Right?
Correct,
Amigo,
correct.
like in Bisaya. Ayan, amigo.
Yes.
Dili lalim. Ayan. I'm not gonna start doing Bisaya and all that. But again, thanks, Kharl. Before let's take our last break. And when we come back, we will now talk about the growth of Amico and how you're able to really grow this. And of course, what's it feel like being on 30 under 30? Well, let's talk about that more after the break.
Okay, guys, quick break to thank our sponsor, PLDT Enterprise. We're all about growth here, and if you're serious about scaling your business, you need the right partner. PLDT Enterprise is committed to your success, offering fixed, wireless, and ICT solutions for businesses of every size. So if you're ready to transform, check out pldtenterprise.com. That's pldtenterprise.com to explore their digital solutions for your business today. You spend half your week confirming payments, checking your phone, cross-referencing bank transfers, updating spreadsheets. That's not a running business. That's doing the work of a payment system that doesn't exist yet. PayMongo is a financial operating system Filipino businesses run on. Cards, QRPH, over-the-counter, every payment lands in your dashboard the moment it clears. No more checking apps, no more chasing transfers, the reconciliation closes itself. And when you're ready, the same platform handles payouts, wallet, and capital. Stop being your own payment system. Start running on PayMongo. Sign up free at www.paymongo.com.
And we're back from the break. We are still with Kharl Yeung. Then told us the amazing stuff that they've been able to do in Amico. And again, very, very, very close to home because I'm a cat dad. Okay, there you go. And I totally agree with everything that you said about really making the child. Oh yeah, not we don't even consider the pets as just pets. The child first, because I've seen the horrific side of this, and the guilt that your fur baby will have to go through. Na, even just doing blood work, the trauma that you have to put them through. Kawawa, super kawawa. And if you can prevent that from happening, then 10 times out of 10 you do that.
It's crazy. Ano natin like the state of pet nutrition, the standard here is so low in the Philippines. And we have the most dogs in Southeast Asia.
What?
20 million dogs. So,
What?
it's that bad. I mean, it can be bad for others, but here it's worse because we have the
and
most.
a lot of them are feral. You know, they're just on the streets. Kawawa.
Yeah.
Right? Even, I'd argue the cats are probably even the same. Kawawa. And when they do a litter, pag anak, 4, 5, and whatnot.
Sobrang dami. Tapos, yeah.
It's really heartbreaking. Okay, tama na. This is getting sad real quick.
Okay, let's change.
But I want to understand now how you kept growing it all the way to the point where Monde Nissin decided to invest. Walk me through how that happened.
Okay, so we started it, but Monde came in early, actually.
How early is early?
Early is post-incorporation, but it was before the product even launched.
Wow. How do you structure partnerships like that? Kasi a lot of people, when they look at B2B transactions or B2B partnership, they're scared of that. They're like, oh, I might get used and whatnot, or may not. As a founder, we might not be able to integrate what we were trying to do anymore. But what did you do? And I'm pretty sure Francis had a play into this. What was that structure for you guys to have a really good partner to materialize your vision?
So, first is alignment of goals.
Okay.
And one of the goals of Monde is for better health, and that includes this, right? Really catering to the fur baby. So, it was a very easy move for us and decision because they were pretty much aligned from the beginning that this is also what they want to deliver, the value that they want to give. So they don't want us to have the most optimal profits, sell the cheapest thing and market it as the most expensive thing out there.
Yeah.
No, it's delivering the value, what's actually good.
Okay.
And that way, there's not much conflict.
Got it.
And then the second part is they are there as part of the board. They guide us, they help us, but we operate independently.
Got it.
So we build our own name. We learn, we connect, we build our own communities. And I think that's the perfect setup for us.
Yeah.
It's like having a big brother there while you're operating and doing as much as you can to really contribute to the industry.
Amazing. No, and that's a thing. I've seen this is one of the more unique setups. And I wish more startups operate this way, because a lot of the funding that a lot of startups would want, when they look at it, they look at the VC, and the VC will always look at the power law, right? It takes a lot of conviction still. They would but you're just one of the X amount of hundreds of deal flow,
Yes.
the conviction and the integration doesn't really fit a lot of times, right? Because you're just another bet. But if you do that partnership and you find the right partner very early on, and your goals are super aligned, you don't really need anything else after that anymore. But I'm curious how you're able to find that alignment, because this is not common. A very contrarian way, actually, of approaching B2B venture build as you go along. How were you able to unlock this opportunity?
I guess it's really just alignment with the founders themselves and them believing in that vision.
Got
So it happened. I mean, it's the first of its kind, at least with them. And I guess for us, it's really, you have to really give that trust, no? Kasi at any point in time, it's also a risk for you as a founder.
For sure.
Acquisition, that's a lot of power in their hands. But so it's building things on trust, alignment, and vision. And right now, that trust is still 100% there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to ask next. Because obviously, when you work under a group, I've had a chance of being acquired as well, right? It didn't pan out the way it should, because what I didn't really see and what I wish I knew now, it's like I should have asked a lot of the synergy. We didn't have a chance the first day. A lot of it was just here on the table. We never really got to integrate what that looks like. So post-acquisition, it was a slow death up until pandemic happened. It was like, good thing I had P&A. That's where my heart was na. But for you to thrive in that environment, describe to me how you got to earn the trust you said, and how you got there, how you also got the trust that they gave, and vice versa. And then what was it like operating in an environment where you're poised to succeed and you're supported to run the ship despite the cap table?
So in the beginning, it was a lot of, I guess, proof of how much different you are, right? Because every large company can just get more people and then
Absolutely.
do it.
Pour
in-house.
money into this.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think it also resonated with them, the founder's vision, and then back that with results. So I believe we've launched 0 to product in 4 or 5 months.
Wow.
But that's an MVP. One size, but the fastest way you can do it. Of course, the advantage there is you've had previous research ahead of time.
Right.
Already.
Baon ka na.
But formally, 0 to product, 4 or 5 months from incorporation. And that itself is proof. The average company does it 2-3 years, and that's fast. Right?
Wow.
In the corporate setup. Right?
Yeah.
And after that, it's we've made a lot of mistakes along the way.
Yeah.
But it's also seeing how I guess how they take those learnings. And for us, it's very simple. It's more of they provide their opinion, their guidance, but in most cases, we operate ourselves. We're not restricted, so we can move freely and aggressively. Of course, with them being a listed company, everything just has to be above board.
Of course. Governance is important.
So it's doing 0 to 1, 1 to 10, 10 to 100, and till you reach 1,000, 1,000,000, the clean way, and it's
doing it
very
the right
nice.
way. No,
The
I love
correct
it.
way. I mean,
what I love about your previous experiences, you already paid the necessary toll and taxes for this. Sanay ka na dyan, right? You know what a clean way is and whatnot. You've already suffered through that and hustled through that. So when you see the right fit and whatnot, it's just an easier thing to do. But I want to understand from a qual standpoint, from your POV, what makes Amico different in terms of the personal satisfaction? when you built, as you've iterated so much, I'm pretty sure you still have a lot of baon somewhere in that Trello board. But this one, pretty sure it's different. And what's the satisfaction that you take in the learning, and how did it also how did that also help you become a better person?
So, more than anything, we're also building a community of sort. No, because you realize after joining all these events,
Yep.
the fur parent community is very small. It's very tight.
Yep.
It's large, but it's also tight. It has
Yep.
its pockets, and it's very satisfying to see how much your products help them, and considering the fact that we are at a very early stage right now. So, in fact, I'm surprised even that Forbes recognized this, because we're still launching the main, I guess, the bulk of everything this July. So we have a lot more coming in.
Yeah.
So we are still beginning.
Yeah.
And with that, it's very satisfying talaga. Parang, yung right now, the state is bad, but we see things responding, and eventually we know where the direction's heading.
Correct.
When we say, okay, things are science-backed, you work with proper nutritionists, you work with the proper vets, and we really want to back it with science. We put the science where our mouth is. And that's why things are in progress, but we're in talks. We have a partnership with UP Los Baños, for example.
Galing.
The director for animal nutrition, we're running a study. So it's really, and in parallel, while we're doing those studies, we're actually contributing all the food to the different welfare centers for pets.
Love it.
So it's two birds with one stone, and at the same time, it's also proving a point. No?
For sure.
And that's what we slowly want to change. Kasi in the Philippines, in abroad, animal nutrition for companion pets, very embedded in the culture. But here, even vet med, you'll be surprised, mas poultry siya than for ano. So it's very industrial by nature.
Yeah.
So
that's what your pets are eating?
No. I mean, what they're studying is mainly for companion animals. Not for companion animals, but cater to poultry. And when it comes to food, a lot of these other companies, they have feeds mill. Tapos they have a lot of byproducts, yung mga tira-tira na, and then they just get yung mga extruder, and then it becomes a kibble, so you don't notice. But it can reach the bare minimum standards, but
that's not what you want to feed your fur baby that you love the most.
Parang if you're hungry, like, I mean,
I'm not gonna get latak tinapay from a freaking
pagpag, parang ganon.
Exactly. We don't want
That's a counterpart of it.
Right.
I mean, it's better than nothing, but
still, that's your favorite baby. If you have the ability,
you have the money and you're gonna spend, might as well spend it on something that's good for your pets, diba?
Not yung mga sobrang whatever, right?
Kadiri siya. Like if you see how they make it, then that's when you realize that, okay, why is this here and why is it thriving?
Correct.
It's because for so long we've been accepting this low of a standard for the industry in the Philippines.
Yeah. That needs to really be put out there. I love the mission because a lot of people don't even know this. Right?
But because of that, we try to pack as much value as we can with the food. But we also understand that, okay, there is a reason why everyone else pads everything so high. Kasi sa amin, margins are very thin. You realize if you pack as much for the price point, if you want to give the best, you cannot afford the influencers, the celebrities.
No.
So here, we're going to do it the tech startup route. Deliver the value first, scale as much as we can, provide. And we're praying that the people who recognize the value become advocates themselves, because we're not gonna do the route where we can hire all the top tier celebrities.
Yeah.
So,
You bet.
yeah.
So you course it through the most important thing, and your NPS would show that for sure.
Yeah.
Which is this is the community telling everybody else the referrals that this is the right food for their
Yes.
doggos and catos and everything else.
Yes.
But I want to understand one last thing before I let you go. Forbes 30 under 30. How did you see that, and what does it feel like being part of that group? That's an elite group. Not everybody gets to be a part of that, because that also just goes to show validation over the hustle that you've done very early in your life. What was it like being part of that list, and how will that propel you even further as you move into my my side of the calendar, 30 plus?
Yeah.
Welcome to back pain era. There you go.
So, for me, it came as a surprise. Like, sobrang pagising ko lang, like, it was Jello who messaged me na, congrats, bro. I'm like,
Wow.
for what? You're Forbes 30 under 30. I'm like, what? Forbes 30 under 30? Why? No, like, very surprising, because
Yeah.
I'm like, we haven't even gone fully to the market.
Yeah.
We are present, like, Landers, yung mga South Supermarket, pet shops, but we're not at a scale where I can say we've made it.
Yeah.
But I think there's recognition. It's good that there's recognition from an international standpoint that, okay, more than pet food, we need functional pet food. And for functional pet food to happen, there's the science has to back it. And it's nice that from an international level, they believe in that vision.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a continuous struggle for us, but it's a grind that we wanna continue adding value, not just in pet food. Like ikaw, you're a cat dad, diba? And what's the best-selling cat litter out there? It's probably smells like lavender. But people don't know that lavender sensitive yung cats.
Yes.
So it's not actually the best. It can trigger allergies.
Yeah.
But why is it the best selling? It's because it's catered to us as
Yeah.
the fur parents and not
the cats.
what they actually need. Because they can't just say, oh, I'm allergic, diba? So don't buy that.
No, totally agree.
Ganon. So that's what we want to work on. And eventually, we don't stop here. We go across the board, going up that Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
I love it. Super, super exciting. And man, I already know. Congrats in advance. Because you're just literally in your 20s now. But in your 30s, there's just more. That Maslow's hierarchy of the needs all the way to the pinnacle. You're going to get there for sure. But again, thank you so much, Kharl, for being on Hustleshare. But before I let you go, invite people over on what's next for Amico. And if they want to work with you or buy the pet food, where do they go and how did they do that?
Okay, so just reach out to either Life with Amico or Veravit. Those are the two main brands, science-based nutrition, and we're here to deliver a lot more for everyone.
Love it. Amico number 1. Again, I will check it out. Or parang ba naman ang cat food or cat treat lang. Okay, we good. Okay, that's again. Thanks so much, Kharl. But before I let you go, follow us on whatever podcast app you're listening to, whether Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And if we did say some jargon, it's going to be in the show notes on hustleshare.com. And lastly, if you want to support Hustleshare and doing content like this, please do subscribe at premium.hustleshare.com. Again, Kharl, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ron. Glad
All
to
right,
be
and I'll
here.
see you guys in the next episode. Peace.